Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I am Shannon, and today I've got another spoiler-free book review to share with you guys. And today we are talking about The Locked Door by Freida McFadden. So this is the first Freida McFadden book that I've read, but I have heard a lot about her. I'm a part of a like psychological thrillers group on Facebook, and she's often talked about, very hyped up, which always gives me pause because I feel like sometimes too much hype can work to an author's detriment, in that if you hadn't heard too much about a book, maybe you'd read it and you'd be like, I liked that, that was pretty good. But if it's too overhyped and then you read it and you didn't love it as much as everybody else, you'll think less of it than you would have if you hadn't been hearing all the hype, if that makes sense. So when I saw this book come up on NetGalley, which, first of all, I think this book first came out in 2021. I know Freida was indie published for a very long time, and I think now she's been picked up by a traditional publisher, and a lot of her books are being re-released. So I think that's what's going on with this one. So I saw it pop up on NetGalley, and I was like, I need to know what the hype is all about for Freida McFadden. So I grabbed it. Thankfully, they approved my request to read it. And that being said, I wanted to go into it with realistic expectations. I wanted to put all the hype aside and just go into it with a clear mind. So that's what I did. So first I'm going to give you the basic synopsis, and then I'll give you some of my thoughts at the end, and you can decide from there if you want to read it. And if you're watching this and you're a Freida McFadden fan, it's a tongue twister, let me know which of her books was your favorite so I can go and check that one out. So, The Locked Door is about a woman named Nora, and when she was a little girl, she lived with her parents, you know, as we do, and throughout her whole childhood in her home, her father always kept the basement locked, and Nora noticed that anytime she would walk by it, she would be greeted with a very strong lavender scent, and that scent is something that sort of haunted her into her adulthood. Like every time she smells it, she's sort of triggered and transported back to that time. And why that's a bad thing is that when Nora was 11, she learned that her father, and this is not a spoiler, we learned this on the back of the book, her father had been one of her state's most notorious serial killers of all time. And he would bring women over 30 that they know of to their home, to the basement, and he would kill them down there. And so the smell that she was smelling was like a air freshener that he would use to try to get rid of the scent of death from their basement. And so like I said, when she's 11, it's all found out. Both of her parents are arrested because at first they're not sure if her mom is involved at all. And she's sent to go live with her grandmother, and eventually her father is sentenced to 18 consecutive life sentences. But now it's like 26, I think, years later. Nora is an adult. She is a surgeon, I believe, like an abdominal surgeon. Like if there's anything going on in there, she's the one who will cut you open. And you know, she's very successful. She takes a lot of pride in what a good surgeon she is. But soon after we meet her, things from her past start to resurface. First of all, in the form of an old boyfriend that she had from college, and second of all, in sort of a copycat killer who is seemingly copying her father's MO for when he would, you know, kill these women. And she starts to get afraid, and she starts to worry who it is. You know, she keeps wondering, like, my father's in jail, it can't be him. And as a reader, you start to wonder if maybe it's her. Like maybe she's sort of blacking out and doing these killings. Because as the book goes on, you really get the feeling that she's a little worried about the parts of him that she might have inside of her. So from there, it's just her trying to figure out what is going on, who is doing these killings, and, you know, what she can do to save any girls. Because a big thing is that 2 of the girls that are killed, or the first 2 girls that are killed, were former patients of hers. And I mean, that's a very interesting premise. And I enjoyed the book a great deal. It's a very quick read. Like, I started it yesterday morning and I finished it this evening. You really can't put it down. It's written in a way that's very simple. You know, there's no layers here. It's all very what it appears to be. And that's not a bad thing. But, yeah, it's a quick read. I enjoyed it. I didn't love the big reveal, but overall I still enjoyed it. I think I would probably give it a 3.5 rounded up to 4. Yeah, and overall, I mean, is it going to be a favorite? Probably not, but I didn't hate it by any stretch of the imagination. It's kind of one of those books you'll breeze through, put back on your shelf, and probably never think of again. Like many books are, you know. Not every book's gonna be your favorite. But I'm glad I finally got to read one of her books. And I would read another one in the future. If I see it come up on NetGalley again, I'll definitely grab it. Maybe it was just this one that didn't really resonate with me. Who knows? Who knows? But I know a lot of people love her. A lot of people love her. So if you like, you know, thrillers or mysteries that are fast-paced, and I mean, I was turning those pages like they were on fire, trying to figure out what was going on. And I had a few theories as we went through. But I think what I didn't like was that it felt like the big reveal. There's not really any clues leading up to it. Like, sometimes when you get a big reveal in a thriller, you're like, ah, obviously, because the seeds are planted all along. And I just felt like no seeds were planted for this. Like, there's no way you can guess because it's just kind of out of the blue, out of left field, which I didn't love. So that's my thoughts. I like to be able to play along more, and if I don't get it, be sort of amused by what I missed, you know what I mean? And I felt like there was nothing to miss because it's just plucked out of thin air. Anyway, if you've read this book, let me know what you thought. If you loved it, let me know. I want to know all about it. That's my favorite thing about books, is how we can all read the same thing and have wildly different opinions. And yeah. So let me know. And again, like I said at the beginning, if you love Freida, let me know your favorite book and I'll check that one out next. But I hope you guys are having a great day, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And I will see you again real soon. Bye.